and I've decided to stream via Shadow PC Stadia's PUBG gameplay. So let's see how it works. All right, so one thing you're gonna notice for Stadia users, you're gonna notice that this change input device screen will come up anytime you play around with the keyboard and mouse. Like if you press a button or a key on the keyboard, um, it will actually switch to this setting because it wants to make sure that all users on Stadia are playing fair. Like so, mouse and keyboard players will play with each other, and anyone that uses a controller will play each other as well. I like that because it keeps the game fair and balanced. Now, I don't know how I feel about these bots yet, but I can tell you right now, if they step in my way, I'm going to shoot down the bots. It won't stop me from enjoying the game. I've got numerous chicken dinners on Xbox One X. Um, got some on PlayStation as well, including three back-to-back solo wins. Um, and I played on PC and gotten a few wins over there as well. So I played on different platforms, and I'm very excited that this game has come to Stadia. So I'm gonna jump right into a little bit of gameplay to see if I can get that dinner. Now, right now, remember I'm using Shadow PC, and I thought, I'm always trying different things. I like to call myself the mad scientist. You know what I mean? I love to experiment, and that's why I'm doing this. So let's see how it works. Now, right here, I just tapped the button on my controller. You can see it says the detected input device is different than the original device selected. Do you want to change the input device? I'm going to hit cancel because I should have hit confirm because I want to use the controller now. So here we go. Let me go ahead and select solo match because I like to play solo. And we'll jump right in. Oh, before I do that, let me let you all see um, the settings that I play with. So type B is what I like to play with. I like to aim quickly down the sights instead of the over-the-shoulder reticle that you get when playing third person. So, all right, sensitivities right here. Aim acceleration. This was enabled, but I turned it up to like 3 because I like to for my reticle to chase targets a little bit smoothly, a little bit faster or whatever. Like say someone's driving by in a car or someone runs in your building and they're right up on you, you can kind of like aim down sight and move the the sight like a red dot sight or whatever to move quickly. You can target your enemies a lot easier is what I'm trying to say. So over the shoulder, I did it again. I used a mouse. I had to get used to this. I'm not used to it yet. Because I use my mouse to scroll down instead of pushing the controller, the D-pad down, or the thumbstick. So here we go. I put my one-time optic sensitivity on 7 for that reason. In combination with the aim acceleration, I think it's better that way. The two-time scope, I bumped that up to 6, and I left the other ones as was, and bumped up to 15 times scope, which I will never use, all the way up to 20 because that's a big ass scope. So let's go back and we're gonna jump right in. Gameplay. All right. Full auto, switched everything to full auto, so I don't have to worry about that when I run up in a building with someone right away. Um, there you have it. So now this section right here, field of view, I left that alone. Brightness, I put on 80 because dark areas is hard to see. People who like to camp and lay down, like myself sometimes, depending on when I'm in the mood to get like 3 or 4 dinners, I might just sit in a corner somewhere and wait for that final circle to close in and wait for you to run in my building and then rat-a-tat-tat, baby. So now on when I use my Chromecast Ultra, that enables 4K HDR play and all that good stuff. But there is an option underneath universal brightness for HDR brightness and things like that. So you can go in and tweak that if you have an HDR display. All right, I'm gonna jump right in. Yesterday I had a lot of fun playing this game. A whole lot of fun. I couldn't believe that they announced it for one. So when they did, I jumped in with some friends, you know, some Stadia friends, and we had a great time. We played for hours, like 6 hours. I played for like a total of 12 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. And we did not see any lag, any latency, any drop games, any drop frames, none of that stuff that people might think that would be synonymous with cloud gaming. It just didn't show up. So I thought that was huge because Google was on to something with the Stadia. Um, and a lot of people just they're asking questions about it, but it's free right now. You can get your hands on it. You know, they have a lot of information out there on Stadia's Google's website, Stadia's site. Now, I'm using Shadowplay, NVIDIA Shadowplay right now to record this. So, and I'm using Shadow Cloud PC. So I don't expect to get the very best performance, like Chromecast Ultra type performance. But I will let you all know, I will be real and let you all know if I experience latency, lag, drops in frames, or any of that stuff. I have the overlay at the top left corner of the screen is really small on Stadia, but it's saying that the ping is, it seems like it's fluctuating between 31 milliseconds and maybe up to like 42 milliseconds, which is pretty good if you ask me. Let's see, packet loss is at 0. Another good sign. It means that I'm getting a smooth connection, pretty much. So we'll see if I can go ahead and get some kills. Now, right now, I noticed that I went on Xbox One X today, and I noticed, and I was concerned at first that people just weren't that they weren't on this game when it first dropped yesterday, because it took so long for these matches to start. Like right here, you see that 44 is joined. Um, but when I went on Xbox One X today, it was the same situation. It took a while for me to be able to jump in the game, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Feel a little bit better about that. I don't know why that is, so if any of you can tell me, just let me know. All right. And this is so cool to be able to use a cloud gaming service to play another cloud gaming service or a cloud service, because you could do more with Shadow than just game. That's pretty much like giving you a whole beast PC that you can stream from another location. Um, okay, feels pretty smooth right now. I don't really feel any latency, and you'll be able to tell if I'm experiencing latency or lag, because I'm gonna be doing everything from driving cars to riding motorcycles if I can, just to give you all a realistic look at how this performs running through Shadow PC. Now I can tell you right now, again, the Chromecast, man, it spanks consoles in performance, and it looks pretty damn good, just like it looks now, but better. Um, and you can already tell by looking at the just the ground, the background, the rocks in the background, and it's much better on Chromecast. But you can see as I'm turning the camera how smooth that is. One thing I noticed that on Xbox One X, when I turned the camera like that, it would get blurry and choppy, as if VSync was off and there was just some weird funky stuff going on. I have no idea, but I'm assuming that it's just 30 frames per second or less that you get with Xbox One X. And we all have to be realistic. We know that that's the case. The consoles are running at 30 frames per second. This is taking forever, so I don't know if I need to back out or wait for a match to start. Remember, it did take this long on Xbox as well, so I know it's not that. think the game starts when it gets to like 75 players. So I'll just wait it out. The game is just smooth. Yeah, 75. It's so smooth. You could just look. I mean, can you all see this? Can you just see how smooth it is? Like just panning the camera out in the distance. Look at that. Like, look at that. One thing I know is our frame rate. You know, I know frame rates. All right, another person. You wouldn't happen to be a bot, would you, sir? I don't think bots would do this. For all the people who are concerned about bots, I mean, I have run into a few, but I'm not going to say that the bots are taking over PUBG yet. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go that far with it. But we'll see how this match goes. I'll see how many people I run into like that I think are bots and real players. All right, here we go. Look at that. Even this right here, this motion right here. Look at that. Look how fluid that is. Just to be able to do that so smoothly with this controller. It's just crazy. All right. Let's go to Pi 9. See how many parachutes are over here. All right, there's a guy right here. Gonna try to follow him for the quick kill. Yeah, buddy, I'm watching you. Go ahead and drop. All right, if you hear button presses in the background, I apologize. Sometimes I can get crazy on those buttons. Oh, I should have caught that. I know this guy's gonna try to come over here. Level 2 vest, I'll take that. All right, people are dying already. That's a good sign. I have no clue where this dude went. Yeah, another thing about the Xbox version today, I think after playing this and playing it in like 60 frames per second, I went back over there and it was like, I got really kind of like nauseous or whatever. And that's just like probably like a me thing. So not everyone might encounter that. But I need my frame rate to be as smooth as possible when I play these games. Alright, I don't know if he went over here. I like to loot with the start button. Just makes everything easier for me. Thought I heard somebody. Yep. Somebody's up here. Gotcha. Pretty cool name. Cheeto Breaker. Yeah, I don't talk as much because I like to focus up. Actually trying to win this thing. And anybody that plays PUBG and other Battle Royale games, you know it's kind of tough to focus and talk at the same time. But I do like to engage with the chat every now and then when I play, when I go live. I knew I heard that dude. So one of the best things about, I mean, you have to have a great sense of hearing. That means you have to have a headset. Um, if you can't play with the headset, then you have to have amazing surround sound speakers. And they have to be turned up pretty loudly if you want to hear enemy footsteps like I just did. That's probably the number one thing that gets new players killed. That's the fact that they don't hear the enemy footsteps when they're right next to them or as they're approaching. There there was still one other guy that I would like to know where he disappeared to. The plane is coming. Come on, drop it, drop it, drop it. I'm not gonna do it. It's too far. A lot of people I know would have ran right for it. Played this game till like 3 o'clock in the morning last night, man. It was crazy. So much fun. Playing with LXIB, Chariot Man, um, Chase. Oh, yeah, I see you. Played with Pablo, Raindrop, G Million. I see you, homeboy. And that's definitely a bot. Or maybe not. Maybe he just can't localize the shots. And that's an example of what I'm talking about. It's hard to tell. Tribe of Judah? Nah, that's not a bot. Look at the, oh, whoa, whoa. You can look at the name sometimes to tell. Come on, homeboy. Don't get scared now. Got him. Safety, bro. Don't know if you were a bot either. But I'll take that loot off you. All right. Now the PC players are like, man, I would have already had everything and off that crate, off that body in 2 seconds. You know how it goes, believe me. But now Stadia players can have that same level of fun. I would like to try I'm going to try mouse and keyboard at some point. Just don't know when. And remember, this game right here is just me kind of like messing around, testing things out. Look at this. Look at the frame rate. Yeah, this is crazy, man. I heard you over there. I know you're there. Let's go. Let me go ahead and try to get that. Nah. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. Oh yeah. You're gonna get killed. Ooh, nice. Nice. Definitely not a bot. Oh, I got melted. But that was fun. That's what it's all about, people. That performance was pretty damn dope, if you ask me. All right, until next time, holla.